Hi, I'm David. I'm a maths undergraduate at the University of Warwick. I want to be a quant. Last week, I attended a lecture from Optiva on a campus recruiting event, and several people were there, alumni, general people who work there, and they're explaining sort of what they do. I want to be a quant. What they told me, it appealed to me massively. The intersection of coding with maths, with finance, getting paid for it, problem solving, using your degree. This isn't just some boring 9 to 5 where you plug into spreadsheets and just do accounting and actuarial science. I don't want to do that. That's what many mathematicians do. I don't want to be a teacher. Fair play if you do, but I don't. So I've identified 5 aspects that I need to improve at. First of all, problem solving. They value this so highly. They were telling me about it in the interview process, and so I've looked into it. The green book, the red book, those I will be practicing problems from for interviews. Anywhere else I can find interview problems. This problem solving mentality, this quick on the ball, being able to think of solutions, I need to get better at that. Zetamac, I'm going to be using this just to buff out my mental maths. When is this not useful? Speed on the ball. Imagine dropping it in your interview because you didn't do a multiplication or addition quickly, fast enough, or accurately. Maths in general, I'm doing a degree in maths. I want to build that base understanding, that knowledge that you need. That will build my foundations. And then competitions, Olympiads, papers, things like this. I need to get on that. Practice for these, build my general problem solving around these more deeper level, longer questions. And this will help my thinking. Second of all, knowledge. They say that they can teach you the finance, and that's the general principle that I hear from a lot of people trying to apply. But if you already know lots about options, if you understand what they're selling, if you understand when you go into the interviews and they give you a potential scenario, but you already know how that works, that's obviously going to benefit you. If you can build a project out using your knowledge of options, any derivatives, any tradings that they're giving you, how could that hurt? So I'm going to be reading books on that. I'm going to be writing notes, making sure I reflect on that and learn. Second of all, YouTube videos, probability books, all these things just to build my knowledge. Third, coding. This is a key area, being able to get involved, interact with any software, any algorithms. So I'm going to be doing CS50P, the Harvard one, the module. And this will force me to do extra projects because in my degree I'm doing mathematical programming for scientists, and stat lab, which is Python, Java, and R respectively. And these will help, but this CS50P on top of that, that'll force me to do extra modules, extra ideas, get exposed to more and more coding content. And once I build my base up enough, I can start coding my own projects related to quant, or just problem solving, or expected values, optimization, things like this. Fourth, projects. I'm thinking about doing an academic paper related maths, modeling, something like that, to do with finance and coding. Another project idea I have on the go is a modeling strategy, coding that up, seeing back testing, that sort of thing, and then hopefully being able to test my own option strategy, potentially with real money or paper trading. That would really stand out, I hope, especially if I'm going to be cold emailing. So let's talk about that. Work experience. Now, obviously, any spring weeks would be great. The competition is insane. And so realistically, I need to stand out with my CV and my experience. And that's why I'm doing all the prior 4 things. It will prepare me for future internships, things like that. I'm in my first year, so it's hard to get an internship. So once I've done my spring week applications, if I get any, that's great. Any finance experience is good. But I'll be cold emailing smaller firms, anyone I can get my hands on in terms of finance, and trying to get any work experience, any exposure to the industry, any contacts, because ultimately this network that you're building, if you've done work for them and they can vouch for you, that is better than if you haven't. That's what it's all about. If you can, it's a numbers game. So many people are trying to get into this, and if you can push yourself a few steps forward in the numbers game, then that's going to help you. Maybe internships as well. So those are the 5 things. I'll be keeping myself accountable on this channel, hopefully being able to make it, and I'll see you in the next one, tell you what I've done, and hopefully it'll be better.